societal structure. So how do they interact with each other? Now, this will be mixed. Like societal structure, we're going to be talking about how they interact with other devils and all sorts of things. But I do have a few things I can say about them on their own. So unless you have some, let's do that first.
I have only one, which is like there could be like a archdevil of a Erinyes. There can be a archdevil version.
Okay.
Like there's one, I forget her name. She's literally an Erinyes, but she's basically like Doom Guy. Do you know what Doom Guy is? The Doom Slayer. Basically, the guy just went, yeah. Basically, it's an Erinyes that got so freaking pissed at demons, she freaking just goes and kills them all. So there could be an archdevil, which is a ruler of a lair in hell.
Right.
That they own. So there can be archdevils of Erinyeses, and Erinyeses serve Erinyeses. And they're called something different. I kind of forget what they're called.
Yeah, there is a name. I know what you're saying.
Baylorish? The Baetonians?
I don't know. I don't think that's right, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Probably wrong.
Okay, but one big thing that we touched on a little earlier that has to do with them is that they are one of the only devils that are capable of being pregnant. And so what we can talk about a little bit is kind of how that works. And so they can be impregnated and have children. These children are not necessarily evil. They obviously have a devil origin.
So they're kind of like tieflings.
Sure. But Erinyeses take great care in upbringing their child in this evil society to be evil, and they do it very carefully and very secretly. And so one of the reasons that they don't want to be promoted, like we talked about, is they want to have offspring, and they like this privilege, and they genuinely care for their children and don't want to mess any of that up. So that's how that goes. If they were to get promoted, that would completely mess up their whole children cycle, right? Okay. Societal structure. One more thing we could say is there's conflicting data on whether a devil can become an Erinyes. So they're a level in the hierarchy, right? They're able to be impregnated. They're really beautiful. They have angelic origins. So can a devil that's not any of those things get promoted to them? Some things say yes, and some say no. I would say no.
I also say no, because you have to be an angel. Like, I feel like the only way to become an Erinyes is you're born one, or you're an angel that's like, I don't like this job anymore. I want to do some sick stuff.
Yeah.
Bird people.
Yeah, I think it's a unique level.
It's not,
But that's how it goes. All right, so let's get into it. So I'll start us off here with, like, other things. One, they're happy to work with one another, and they also work with a host of other devils and creatures, mostly devils. And so they're not solitary at all, not in the slightest. So let's get into it. Would you like to say something, or do you want me to say something?
I mean, we kind of touched base motivations of how how other devils view them. A lot of devils do respect them. Like, they're not like, let's kill the Erinyeses because I'm mad. They want to be like Erinyeses. Like, they wish they could. Like it's kind of like you see your goal up ahead, and you need that image of your goal to like remind you to keep you motivated. So Erinyes are like the motivational tool for the vast armies of hell.
Yeah,
which is pretty fun to be. Every devil's like, I want to be an Erinyes or an archdevil, basically.
Yeah, to add on to that, this actually, the thing about it is linked to them themselves, so that's good. But they remind me a lot of like the Amazons, like the Amazonians, like Wonder Woman, right? Where like they are this like very respectable society to look up to, right? They're like these kind of perfect beings, and this is linked to them as children. They are skilled warriors by age 10, due to them like getting trained by their parents and stuff, and so they not only have this like discipline that makes them just these very impressive people, but they also are very just capable because they're angelic. They not only have this willingness to be completely evil in the best ways possible, in the worst ways possible, best worst. They're so capable of doing it that other devils are like impressed, very impressed, and look up to them, like you said. But at the same time, they have a chip on their shoulder. The Erinyes do, because they're angelic. They think of themselves as better than all these other devils, and because of that, other devils don't like them. So other devils look at these beautiful beings. They lust for them.
I wish I was that, but also you're mean.
Yeah, but also you think you're better than me. I don't like you. That's all other devils say.
Which is actually kind of not true. Literally, a pit fiend would spank like 3 of them.
Well, a pit fiend.
They're strong.
Is pit fiend below them on the hierarchy?
No, they're higher.
Yeah, I'm talking about lower. I'm talking about lower.
Yeah, lower devils. Ones.
But it's to a greater extent than just you're my boss. But they do have that opinion of higher devils too, I should say. Yes, but pit fiends don't necessarily care, right? They are more powerful. It's just the lower devils are like they'll resort to violence sometimes. Like they'll just lash out and they'll fight and stuff like that.
Which the Erinyes would just take their rope and... I just realized that's a Wonder Woman reference. They have the rope of like they literally have like the lasso.
Oh yeah,
lasso. It's literally the same thing.
Yeah, it's not on their stat block, but they do typically carry a rope of entanglement for all sorts of reasons.
Normally to take mortals and drag them to hell. Which
they can also use them in combat.
Yeah.
Okay. One last thing on like just them, and then we can really dive into how they interact with other devils. I thought this is cool, and it can kind of flavor how you describe them. But so the younger ones are the ones that have red wings. So they start out with very bright red wings, like devil looking. And as they age, they slowly darken until they're black. And so that you can have completely black wings. And then from there, as they age even further, their feathers will start to fall, and they'll eventually have these bone wings. And those are the most powerful.
But then why are there some with like gold and...
Those are variants.
White.
Those are variants. Those are not like the classic ones. Those are variants.
Well, I mean, why is there like literally like they said, they can literally just be normal angels, but just mean. So I guess that makes sense. It's like angels that like, man, I actually kind of like being evil, and they were born like a normal angel. Like I guess they would just.
Yeah, I guess.
Sit there as a normal angel.
Okay, but enemies and allies. So let's get into how they interact with other devils. So you mentioned that there's this admiration for the Erinyes by the devils. There's also a hatred, as I mentioned, and so we mentioned all of that. However, all the devils with Erinyeses really do work together. Erinyeses call upon lesser devils all the time to fight for them.
They can actually do that in combat, too.
Yeah, it's a devil thing.
Yeah, it's like a devil summon. Demons can do it, too.
Yeah.
Which brings the big
point.
And
they very much would.
Why devils need each other. Why they even cooperate with each other is because one big threat, demons. And you're probably thinking, wait, what the heck? Aren't devils and demons like the same thing?
I mean,
No! In D&D, they hate each other. There's a thing called the Blood War, which will be a whole other episode.
Yeah. Basically, we don't need to get into it too much, because there's so much stuff with devils and demons we don't want to get into. But yeah, demons are separate, and they have nothing to do with what we're talking about. Devils only deal with devils. They don't team up with demons.
What's their enemies?
So I guess you're talking enemies. It'd be demons.
Major enemies.
Okay, so they'll call other devils for assistance. They work for other devils. They have good relationships with devils, really, because they're It's like when an Erinyes walks in the room, although everyone might not like them, they do respect them, and that just breeds good relationships.
Honestly,
as good as devils can have.
Being an Erinyes seems like the best thing to be in the 9 hells. Literally, like
It's pretty good.
People might hate you, but no one would like.
You're not like that. You're not like the person at the top where everyone's trying to overtake you. You're like in the middle, kind of like lost in the crowd. You know what I mean? Where like on an individual basis you're respected, but you don't have anyone like scheming against you. What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. But so I just want to give a brief overview of kind of like just further of how they're perceived and kind of who likes them. So they're favored by a host of archdevils, and by favored I mean like these archdevils greatly value having them as part of their like army or servant.
Also, they'll have like kids and stuff. Like normally, a wife or a husband of an archdevil is a
kid.
Erinyes.
Oh, okay.
Is a kid.
Yeah, Erinyes. So there's a couple. Yeah. So before I get to like what exactly their jobs are under archdevils, I'll just name a few that they typically are with. Actually, you know what? I'll save that for later. I'm saving it for later. But they're favored by Dispater. I'm not exactly sure how to say it. Dispater.
Sure.
He's like a Lucifer-looking devil lord. So he's like he's a big example of who is favored, but they're also favored by a host of other devils. But so what they do, why they're so favored, is due to their beauty and charm, which makes sense. And so these archdevils, even though they're technically above the Erinyes, they still see them as like these prized beings, and it's like, oh, you're really beautiful, right? Like I'm gonna take you as mine. And so they'll be servants because they are really capable, but they'll also be concubines because they're so beautiful, and they'll be used for important missions again with their incapableness. So they have this. They're very capable and they're very attractive, and so it depends on the lord. The devil lord, on which one of those two things is prioritized. And so one devil lord, like I said, might value them because of their beauty, while another lord might value them because of their capability.
They kick butt.
Yeah. And the Erinyes don't really care which one.
They actually like both.
They like both.
Yeah.
And they'll do both a lot of times. So that's kind of how they deal with with their bosses. And then the lowers they're like generals to the lower devils, right? Our Erinyeses are very tactical and obviously respected, like we said. So they take command of lower devils as if they're like the boss.
Right.
So that's kind of how they interact with everyone. Yeah. Sometimes they can directly report to the Dark Eight, which are above the archdevils. Because they're just so... Normally that's unheard of, but because Erinyeses are just so respected and loyal, the Dark Eight sometimes don't even have a middleman.
Do you know who the Dark Eight are?
I could not name them.
I'm pretty sure that one Erinel is in the Dark Eight. Pretty sure it's like the big baddies in that one book. And do you know what's higher than the Dark Eight?
What?
The man Asmodeus, the ruler of the Nine Hells. Literally, like...
Yes, but that has nothing to do with Erinyes, so we don't want to talk about that now.
He talks to them, though.
Okay, he talks to them.
Well, I mean, he kind of chills by himself, but, like, he'll talk with Erinyeses, and he'll be, like... They're kind of entertainment for him sometimes, so...
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, so... another cool thing is Erinyes will also... So, if you don't know who Tiamat is... the big goddess of chromatic dragons, she actually resides in the Nine Hells, and Erinyes make sure she's in check. They kind of take control with. They're kind of like tricking Tiamat, thinking she's actually powerful, but she's just like a guard dog, basically. But like Erinyes is also they check up on prisoners of the Nine Hells, which as Asmodeus. That's, like, one of his big things is, like, I want to make sure everyone is in check. So his, like, his people that he sends out are Erinyeses because he cannot trust anyone else.
And Erinyeses are very trustworthy in that goal because they're the police and the guards of the Nine Hells, and because they're lawful. But with law comes one more job that they have in the Nine Hells, and it's as a lawyer. and so as a mortal, or you can make contracts with devils. That's like the whole thing devils want to do with you, right? But with contracts comes sometimes disputes on those contracts. Like, wait, that devil didn't do his end of the bargain, right? And
he freaking killed me early.
Yeah, what the heck? And so you can go to the Nine Hells and go to the courts and like have a trial or whatever. And the Erinyeses will likely be the people who represent you and go against you. And because they're so lawful, they will give you a fair trial. They will defend you as well as they possibly can. And that's a very cool part of the Nine Hells.
That is very cool.
They're a very integral part of the Nine Hells because I
kind of like how the Nine Hells isn't just all evil. Like, they're like evil businessmen. Like, they want what they want, but they're willing to give...
They're the lawful side, while demons are the chaotic side.
Yeah, so, like, they're willing to give you things, and they're willing to protect their investments.
Yeah.
Literally you.
It's a business.
So, yeah, it's literally a business, so...
You gotta provide value, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
So that's about all I have for their society and enemies and allies. Is there anything else?
I literally have no. Well, I guess we didn't really talk about enemies that much.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, so basically, I can just. It's very. Their enemies is very.
They're just
small.
the basic enemies of devils, really.
Yeah, basic enemies of devils, but they are basically like demon exterminators. They will go in and just exterminate demons in the material plane, in all the realms. They just go. They're like the Terminators of demons. Of devils. So they'll just go and just kill all of them.
Yeah, and I bet they hunt in packs too.
Oh yeah, they go in with the squad.
Yeah.
You know, they also don't like their god, the good gods, and the gods really hate them too. You're like, you butthole, you like
betrayers.
Betrayer heretics. Literally, so
you're using your perfection against us.
Yeah, like gods of order and stuff will gladly take the opportunity to punish Erinyes. And other angels don't like Erinyes, and angels do not like. They're like the two. Like an angel will like, oh, you traitor, like you personally hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Erinyes say the same thing. It's like, you're stupid. Your good stuff is stupid, and that personally hurt me. And they'll kill each other. So that's kind of like their enemies and Erinyes. So technically, Erinyes do have rivals, which are angels.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like when you switch teams, you know, and the other team's like mad at you. Now you want to beat. It's like when
it's like playing dodgeball.
It's like Tom Brady goes to the Buccaneers, and now the Patriots hate him. I don't think that's true, but you know,
I just imagine like devils and angels playing like dodgeball, and when angels are translated, all the angels like,
are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
We were beating these spine devils.
Yeah, we were beating them. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how their society works, and some enemies and allies, and how they interact with other devils and the like.